Fans are shocked tonight as new details have reportedly leaked in Lil Durk's ongoing legal drama. And sources close to the situation say even OTF wasn't prepared for what just dropped. Emotions ran high as the courtroom doors opened this morning, and the atmosphere outside was tense, cameras flashing, phones recording every reaction, and whispers spreading like wildfire. Rumors suggest that the latest update could completely shift the trajectory of the case, leaving family, fans, and even industry insiders scrambling to process what it could mean. Imagine being on the edge of your seat, watching your favorite artist, someone who's been through the highs and lows of the streets and the charts, suddenly facing a twist that nobody saw coming. There are whispers of confidential evidence surfacing, something that could either tighten the case against him or flip the narrative entirely. And insiders hint that this development might involve someone from within his own circle, a betrayal that could shake OTF to its core. But that's not all. Sources say there's another bombshell lurking just around the corner, something tied to past conflicts with rival crews and old industry disputes, and it could resurface in court in the next hearing. Fans are divided, social media is blowing up, and even Lil Durk's closest allies are reportedly trying to strategize in real time. The tension is palpable. Tonight, we're diving deep into what this leak could mean, who might be behind it, and how it could impact Durk's career, legacy, and family. And trust me, by the end of this breakdown, you're going to question everything you thought you knew about this situation. So strap in, because this story is just getting started, and the twists we're uncovering next might make the internet lose it completely. The courthouse was buzzing like never before. Fans and paparazzi had crowded the streets hours before the hearing, but nobody could have predicted the tension inside. Word had leaked overnight about a new piece of evidence, and whispers were circulating that it could hit OTF harder than anyone expected. Lil Durk walked into the room with that calm but guarded energy fans know, but eyes betrayed the storm brewing beneath. Behind him, his closest crew members exchanged subtle nods, some nervous, some confident, but even their loyalty was about to be tested. Inside the courtroom, the air was electric. The judge called the session to order, and immediately, lawyers started referencing the leaked documents that had circulated online just hours before. One source close to the family claimed Durk's attorney slammed the table, saying, "This isn't just new evidence, this is a game changer." And that's when it happened. A hush fell over the room as the prosecution revealed a witness statement that had allegedly never been disclosed publicly. Rumors quickly spread outside. Could it be someone from his inner circle or an old industry rival finally stepping up? Fans on Twitter were already speculating wildly, tagging OTF members and even questioning alliances. Who leaked this and why now? Became the trending question. Emotions ran high, and the family was left divided, some believing Durk could ride this out, while others feared the worst. Even his fans were arguing online, with heated debates about loyalty, street code, and whether the rapper would ever regain control of the narrative. But the first twist came fast. Court insiders hinted that the so-called game-changing evidence wasn't what it seemed. While the prosecution claimed it tied Durk to a long-past incident, whispers suggested the documentation might be incomplete or even intentionally misleading. This revelation sparked an emergency meeting in the back hallways. People who normally never spoke to each other were suddenly huddled, strategizing, and in some cases, accusing one another of leaking sensitive information. Meanwhile, outside, fans were chanting Durk's name, waving posters, and shouting over the reporters' microphones. Some cried, others argued, and a few even fainted in the heat of the chaos. Street corners around the courthouse became impromptu newsrooms, with live streams capturing every tense exchange. One fan told me, shaking, "I can't believe this is happening. Durk doesn't deserve this. They're trying to break him." The city itself felt like it was holding its breath. Inside the courtroom, another bombshell dropped. A supposed ally of Durk's, someone who had been spotted in previous OTF videos and studio sessions, was unexpectedly called to testify. As the witness approached the stand, the room went silent. The family's attorney whispered urgently to Durk, and you could see the subtle panic flash across the rapper's face. "This is a curveball no one saw coming," one insider said, referring to the witness's sudden appearance. And just like that, the first cracks in OTF's armor began to show. Social media erupted almost instantly. Clips of the moment went viral, with fans dissecting every frame. Some were convinced it was a betrayal from within, while others argued that it could be a strategic play by Durk's team to shift public perception. The debate divided not just fans, but close friends and collaborators, some siding with Durk, others whispering about potential fallout. The speculation alone was enough to send shockwaves through the industry. But the story didn't stop there. Just as the first witness finished speaking, another leak hit the internet. This one included alleged text messages between an OTF member and an unknown party, hinting at secret discussions about how to handle Durk's legal issues behind closed doors. Emotions ran high again. Was this coordinated? Was it sabotage? Or was someone trying to protect Durk in a very unconventional way? The ambiguity only fueled the drama, with every online thread exploding into a storm of conspiracy theories, accusations, and heartbreak. And then, in the final moments of the day's hearing, Durk's attorney dropped a subtle hint at a countermove. "We're not done yet," he said quietly, but the look in his eyes suggested there was a card nobody expected. Some sources close to the courtroom claimed this statement was a signal to Durk's loyalists. The story was far from over, and OTF might have to rethink their strategy entirely. The room seemed to pause, the weight of anticipation almost unbearable. By the time the hearing adjourned, the streets outside were chaotic. Fans shouted in solidarity. The media scrambled for every possible angle, and rumors continued to swirl faster than any official report could catch up. One thing was clear: Lil Durk's case had taken a dramatic turn, and the ripple effects were only beginning to be felt. Social media, family alliances, crew loyalty, and even future collaborations were all suddenly up in the air. And as night fell, everyone, fans, friends, and rivals alike, was left wondering what would happen next. Little did anyone know, the next twist would arrive faster than anyone expected, and it would change the game entirely. But that story is just getting started. The morning after the explosive court session, the city felt electric. Lil Durk's name was trending across every platform, with hashtags like #DurkDrama and #OTF Under Fire dominating timelines. Fans were glued to their phones, replaying clips of the unexpected witness testimony, dissecting every gesture, and debating who might be secretly working against Durk. Emotions ran high. Some of his closest allies were publicly expressing shock, while others quietly reassured fans that Durk had a plan. But inside OTF, the energy was tense, even volatile. Sources say that as soon as Durk left the courthouse, a private meeting erupted behind closed doors. Crew members, lawyers, and family advisors huddled in a dimly lit conference room, voices rising as accusations began to fly. One insider told me, "People were pointing fingers at each other like it was the streets all over again. No one expected that witness to testify, and now trust is at an all-time low." Friends who had been loyal for years suddenly looked over their shoulders. Some whispered that even Durk's right-hand people might have had a hand in the leak. Meanwhile, social media frenzy was reaching a fever pitch. Fans were flooding every comment section with theories. Was it an OTF betrayal? A rival crew playing chess? Or was someone trying to manipulate the narrative for clout? Clips of Durk entering and exiting the courthouse were going viral, each replayed with dramatic commentary. The city was alive with speculation. One local rapper commented on Instagram, "This ain't just court, this is history in the making. Watch what happens next. Durk's life about to flip." Just when people thought they'd seen it all, another twist hit. A second witness, allegedly someone from a past incident linked to the initial leak, was subpoenaed to appear in court. Rumors say this person had previously disappeared from the public eye, but had kept connections to key figures in the case. Insiders claim that during cross-examination, subtle references were made to events that nobody outside OTF should even know about. Fans online were buzzing, some cried betrayal, others cheered that Durk might finally have a chance to clear his name. The courtroom drama was now spilling into real-time street chatter. The tension wasn't limited to court proceedings. Reports surfaced that Durk's family was divided over the situation. Some relatives reportedly urged him to lay low, fearing the leaks would damage his career irreparably, while others pushed for a public response, believing the rapper needed to take control of the narrative. Sources close to the family said arguments broke out in private, with some members even questioning whether OTF's loyalty was as solid as it seemed. The emotional stakes were sky high, and fans were watching it unfold like a reality show. Then came an unexpected twist. An old rival, long thought out of the picture, allegedly posted cryptic messages online, seemingly referencing the leaks and the witness statements. The posts disappeared quickly, but screenshots were already circulating. Insiders speculate that these messages were intentionally planted to manipulate public perception and create confusion within Durk's camp. Social media erupted once again. Fans were divided between defending Durk and accusing him of past feuds. Even journalists started questioning whether someone close to him was playing a double game. Back in court, the drama intensified. Lawyers dropped hints about confidential documents that might not have been fully examined yet. Some reports suggest these documents could exonerate Durk, while others hinted at potential complications. One attorney reportedly leaned in and whispered to Durk, "This could be the leverage we need if we play it right." The subtle tension was palpable. Every eye in the room was watching every reaction, every nod, every glance, and fans on social media were dissecting the smallest gestures like detectives. Outside, the street buzz mirrored the courtroom chaos. Fans gathered in small groups, discussing the latest leaks, chanting Durk's name, and waving signs. Some held vigils, praying for a positive outcome, while others posted fiery videos demanding justice and accountability. One fan, visibly emotional, said, "Durk's been through the worst, but nobody expected this kind of betrayal. We're standing with him no matter what." It was clear the public had picked a side, and the energy was palpable. Just when it seemed like the day couldn't get more intense, a new digital leak surfaced, alleged private messages between OTF members discussing how to handle the growing media storm. The texts hinted at frustration, disagreement, and even fear that someone in the crew was secretly feeding information to outsiders. The leak was anonymous, but its impact was immediate. Loyalty within the crew was now publicly questioned. Fans went wild, speculating about who could be behind it, and many wondered if the so-called family around Durk was truly unbreakable. The climax came when insiders claimed a plan B was secretly being prepared. According to sources, Durk's team was allegedly gathering evidence to counteract the leaks and prove that the narrative being pushed online was misleading. The whispers suggested a high-stakes chess game, with moves being made behind the scenes that could either save Durk's reputation or intensify the fallout. Everyone watching, the fans, the family, the crew, and even rival artists was now holding their breath, waiting for the next bombshell. As the day closed, one thing was certain: the situation had escalated far beyond what anyone anticipated. Emotions ran high, trust was fractured, and the story was evolving in real time. The court leaks, witness appearances, social media chaos, and cryptic messages painted a picture of tension, betrayal, and suspense. And the scariest part? The next twist was already in motion, and nobody, OTF, family, or fans, was ready for it. By the third day after the courthouse chaos, things were spiraling faster than anyone could track. Lil Durk's camp was reportedly in emergency mode, and insiders say that tensions within OTF had reached a boiling point. Social media wasn't just buzzing, it was exploding. Fans were dissecting every clip, every word, every Instagram story, and the theories were wild. Some swore it was all part of a master plan, while others insisted someone close to Durk had flipped. One fan tweeted, "OTF loyalty? I don't think it exists anymore," and the post went viral almost instantly. Word came that another court session was scheduled, this time with a surprise twist. A confidential video evidence allegedly resurfaced, tied to a long-forgotten incident in Durk's past. Rumor has it the video was never meant to see the light of day. Courtroom insiders whispered that its release could drastically alter the legal strategy. Some of Durk's closest allies reportedly were in disbelief. One source claimed, "People in that room were looking at each other like, is this for real?" Emotions ran so high, you could cut the tension with a knife. As the hearing began, the courtroom atmosphere was tense. Durk entered with his team, maintaining his trademark composure, but his eyes betrayed the storm inside. Attorneys began referencing the resurfaced video, while whispers circulated about its potential impact. Fans outside were already live streaming reactions, shouting Durk's name, waving signs, and sharing every snippet of info they could get. Social media became a battlefield of speculation. Who leaked the video and why now? Some suggested a betrayal from within OTF. Others pointed fingers at rivals attempting to sabotage Durk. And just when people thought it couldn't get worse, another bombshell dropped. A former collaborator of Durk's, someone with deep industry connections, allegedly released a cryptic statement online. It hinted at hidden motives and questioned Durk's alliances. Screenshots circulated almost instantly, fueling a storm of fan reactions, emotional debates, and conspiracy theories. The message was vague, but the timing was perfect, strategically shaking the public's perception. Some fans defended Durk fiercely, while others couldn't help but wonder if the rapper's circle was fractured beyond repair. Inside OTF, emotions ran even higher. Sources claim that heated arguments broke out over loyalty, strategy, and who could be trusted with sensitive information. One insider said, "People were yelling, pointing fingers. It felt like a family dinner turned war zone." Allegedly, some crew members even suggested distancing themselves temporarily to protect their own reputations. The loyalty that fans had always celebrated was suddenly under intense scrutiny, and whispers of double crosses were everywhere. Meanwhile, outside the courthouse, fans were staging rallies. Emotions ran wild, some cried, some screamed, some tried to organize petitions online to support Durk. Reporters captured every moment, and clips of the chaos were going viral in minutes. The city is divided, the fans are divided, and even Durk's family can't agree on what to do next, said one local news source. The tension wasn't just legal, it was cultural, emotional, and completely consuming the internet. Then came an unexpected twist. Court insiders hinted that the video might not be the end of the surprises. Apparently, a confidential witness, previously unknown to the public, had information that could shift the case entirely, but this person was highly unreliable. Some suggested they had a personal vendetta, others thought they were being coached. The courtroom collectively held its breath, knowing that the next statement could either crush Durk or give him a lifeline. Social media reacted instantly. Fans dissected every rumor, every frame of leaked footage, and every cryptic post, turning Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok into full-blown investigation boards. "This is bigger than music," one fan commented. "This is loyalty, betrayal, and survival all wrapped in one story." The emotional stakes were insane, and the public became deeply invested in every move. As the day drew on, sources claimed the OTF camp started plotting a counter-narrative. Leaks and rumors had put them on the defensive, and apparently they were gathering evidence, statements, and witnesses to challenge the accusations. Some insiders hinted at a master plan, a strategic release of information that could turn the tides, but details remained murky. Even Durk's family reportedly debated whether to go public with certain truths, fearful that the wrong move could backfire in a devastating way. Then, in a shocking turn, whispers of a potential betrayal from within the inner circle surfaced. Someone close to Durk and individual fans had considered untouchable was allegedly spotted meeting with an outside party rumored to have connections to the leaks. The revelation sent shockwaves through social media. Fans were outraged, some crying, "How could they?" while others speculated it was a calculated move to protect Durk in a roundabout way. The emotional conflict was at its peak, and even casual observers were hooked. The final moments of left everyone hanging on the edge of their seats. Court insiders reported that new evidence had been filed confidentially, promising yet another explosive twist in the next hearing. Emotions ran high, the family was left divided, and OTF was scrambling to respond to both legal and public pressure. The suspense was unbearable. Fans and followers were collectively bracing themselves, knowing that the next revelation could redefine the narrative entirely. By the end of the day, one thing was clear: Lil Durk's story wasn't just about music or fame anymore. It was about loyalty, betrayal, strategy, and survival. The twists kept coming, and the public couldn't get enough. Everyone was left asking the same question: what would happen next, and who could be trusted when everyone seemed to have their own agenda? The fourth day after the courthouse, chaos felt like the tipping point. Lil Durk's case had turned into a full-blown cultural spectacle, and insiders say tensions inside OTF were at a breaking point. Social media was in meltdown mode, fans were live streaming every angle, and emotions were running higher than ever. The air was thick with anticipation, everyone waiting to see whether loyalty would hold, or if betrayal would finally surface. The first bombshell hit early in the morning. Word leaked that one of Durk's inner circle, someone previously considered untouchable, had allegedly been secretly communicating with an outside source rumored to be tied to the legal leaks. Rumors swirled that these messages hinted at strategy, damage control, and potentially even betrayal. Fans erupted online. "I can't believe it! He was supposed to be ride or die!" One tweet read, "Going viral in minutes." The emotional stakes couldn't have been higher, and the family reportedly was left divided over how to respond publicly. Inside the courthouse, the tension was palpable. Lawyers dropped hints about undisclosed evidence that could change everything, but nobody knew what it contained. Courtroom whispers suggested this evidence was connected to both the resurfaced video from and the secret communications from within OTF. According to insiders, Durk's attorney leaned in, murmuring, "We might finally have a shot at turning this around." But even with a glimmer of hope, the mood was heavy. Every glance and gesture seemed to carry unspoken questions about loyalty and betrayal. Meanwhile, social media exploded with speculation. Clips from the hearing were dissected frame by frame. Fans debated whether the rumored betrayal was intentional sabotage or part of a long-term plan to protect Durk. Emotions ran high, some cried, some raged, some passionately defended Durk's crew. Street corners outside the courthouse became impromptu live studios, with fans shouting into microphones, waving signs, and recording everything they could. One fan, visibly upset, said, "This is bigger than music. It's about family, trust, and survival. We're watching history." Then came another shock. A rival crew, long thought to be out of the picture, allegedly made their presence known online, posting cryptic videos and messages alluding to old feuds resurfacing. Fans immediately linked it to the court case, speculating whether the rival crew was behind some of the leaks or simply capitalizing on the chaos. The tension between Durk's camp and this mysterious rival added another layer of drama, leaving the streets, social media, and even media outlets on edge. Back in the courthouse, things got even more explosive. Allegedly, a confidential witness finally revealed details that contradicted previous statements. The witness pointed fingers, questioned loyalties, and hinted at previously hidden conflicts. Durk's team reacted quickly, but the courtroom buzzed with shock. Emotions ran high, whispers of betrayal spread not just through the room but online almost immediately. Fans watching at home were glued to every update, sharing and dissecting every moment. Some speculated the witness was coached, while others thought this was a real threat to Durk's case. As the day wore on, another layer of drama emerged. Reports claimed that someone in Durk's camp had attempted a back-channel negotiation with the rival crew to contain fallout, but the conversation allegedly leaked. Fans erupted with outrage. "How deep does the betrayal go?" one trending tweet read. The drama was no longer just a court story, it had become a social, cultural, and emotional firestorm. Family members reportedly argued privately over how much to intervene, some fearing public perception, others worried about Durk's safety and legacy. Then came the final twist, for the kind that keeps fans talking for days. Sources hinted that the leak strategy might have been part of a larger secret plan by Durk's team, all along a chess move to flush out who could be trusted and who couldn't. The whispers suggested that the inner circle betrayal, the rival crew's cryptic messages, and even the leaked communications were being used strategically. But the plan was so secretive that not even some family members were fully aware of it. The speculation alone sent social media into a frenzy. By the end of the day, the scene was chaos in every sense. Outside the courthouse, fans were chanting, crying, and live streaming everything. Inside, the courtroom buzzed with strategy, speculation, and unspoken tension. The rival crew, the inner circle, and even members of Durk's family had all become players in a high-stakes drama that blurred the lines between loyalty, betrayal, and survival. Social media commentators called it the most intense rap news saga of the year, and fans agreed. Emotions ran high, trust was fractured, and one question hung over everyone: who could truly be relied on when the stakes were this high? Every twist had fans hooked, every leak had them on edge, and every cryptic message left them desperate for answers. The case, the family drama, the crew dynamics, and the social media storm had become inseparable, an explosive mix of legal, personal, and street-level tension that kept the public glued to every update. And just when it seemed like the story had reached its peak, insiders hinted at yet another revelation, waiting to surface a twist so shocking it could redefine the narrative entirely. For fans, family, and even rival crews, the saga wasn't over, not by a long shot. So here's where we stand. Lil Durk's case has exploded into something bigger than anyone imagined. Leaks, betrayals, cryptic messages, and resurfaced evidence have shaken OTF, divided family, and sent fans into full-blown frenzy. Emotions ran high in the courtroom, on the streets, and all over social media. From the shocking witness testimony to the resurfaced video and the hints of an inner circle betrayal, it's been a roller coaster that nobody saw coming. And just when you think you've pieced it together, another twist drops, keeping everyone on edge. Fans are shocked, the family is divided, and even industry insiders are whispering about what this could mean for Durk's career and legacy. Rival crews, secret leaks, and the relentless eyes of social media have turned this into more than a legal battle. It's a high-stakes story of loyalty, strategy, and survival. And the scariest part? We still don't know who can truly be trusted. Is someone playing a long game behind the scenes? Will the next court session reveal even more bombshells? Or could Durk's team flip the script in a way nobody expects? This story is far from over, and every new detail changes the game. So here's where you come in. Hit that like button if you're following this saga, subscribe so you don't miss the next explosive update, and drop a comment with your theories. Who do you think is behind the leaks, and what will happen next? Fans are divided, and we need your voice in the conversation. Trust me, the next chapter in Lil Durk's drama is about to shake the internet again, and you don't want to miss a second.